how y'all doing? What's going on? We got to talk about some stuff today. Twitch. Everybody and their mama been talking about him, but did you guys know his wife is speaking out? Come out with a whole book. And honey, they are telling me, and the video gonna show y'all everything. I don't gotta say nothing. But they are saying that Twitch and Diddy, it was something else. And I don't want to speak about the dead, but you guys can pick up what I'm putting down. And they said Ellen is behind it all. Ellen introduced Twitch to Diddy. Yes, okay? And had him doing all types of stuff trying to get into that industry. And Diddy, he wants to take a part of everybody. He's been rumored to be with Meek Mills, Jay-Z, Will Smith, Twitch. I mean, the list goes on. And none of these brothers have came out to say they get down with that because according to them, they don't get down with it because they denied it. They're in denial. You know how these brothers do. Okay, so they're gonna keep that hidden and they ain't gonna say nothing about it. And I guess Twitch, it was just too much for him, and he had rather take himself out of here than to face the music of what he have done. And he was probably so ashamed of what he have done with Diddy and Ellen and all the rest of them, honey. But I want you guys to watch this video. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. Y'all need to look at this.
Think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
Say what now? Not DJ Twitch's wife exposing Ellen and Diddy for taking him out and forcing her to be an accomplice, baby, with a bang. And it looks like it's going out with another bang because DJ Twitch's wife, Allison Holker, just shook the internet after she spilled some major tea about what really happened to her husband. It turns out that Twitch found out some things about Ellen's connection to Diddy's crimes, and they wasted no time in deleting him before he said anything. Prior to his death, there were some disturbing rumors about Ellen being involved in Diddy's freak-off parties. Apparently, she even went as far as trying to recruit Twitch into the freak-offs. But once he made it clear that he wasn't doing any of that, he was found dead under questionable circumstances, and everything points to there being some foul play in his death. Ellen used to be very close to Diddy before all this mess, and word on the street is that she got invited to every single one of those freak-off parties, and in return, she recruited people for him and made him one of the most invited celebrities on her show with over 17 appearances. Do y'all know how much she has to love him to go out of her way to invite him 17 times?
Thank you.
Look, you're welcome.
Now, this is where things get interesting because there was an episode when Ellen and Diddy blatantly talked about the freak-offs. Diddy even went as far as talking about how parties are usually held in the second and third floors of some hotels, to which Ellen replied she already knew about them. But she quickly caught herself slipping and backtracked by saying she knows about the parties because he usually raps about them in his songs. Okay.
Your birthday party, am I invited?
Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party.
People did not let this slide, and that's when they started to look into Ellen and all the things she's been getting up to all these years. Around the same time, a video went viral of her getting visibly nervous and rushing to her car after she was asked her thoughts on the SA allegations against Diddy.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? Ellen, can you see me on your show many times?
As if that wasn't shady enough, people also brought up the death of her ex-girlfriend, Anne Hesh, who mysteriously died right after attempting to expose her. And get this, y'all, she died on August 11th, 2022, almost 4 months to the day DJ Twitch was also found dead. Prior to her death, a lot of people actually thought Ellen was the one who broke up with her, but she actually revealed in a podcast just weeks before her death that she was actually the one who left Ellen because Ellen had sold her soul to the industry. She said it got to a point to where all Ellen was focused on was making more money no matter the conditions that came with it. I broke up with her because her goal was to have a lot of money. Mine was to find love, and hers was, I want $60 billion. Good luck. Our forks are never going to be met. The further we stay on this, the further we will be apart. During this same podcast, she also accused Ellen of trying to put her in a mental facility and working overtime to get her blackballed when she left her.
Every single truth that I spoke, I was hit more, buried more, or despised more, and then had calculated visions and circulations of systems that spun me up and out of the system that would in any way challenge the fact that she was not telling her own truth but another's. Why do you think she tried to put me in an institution, folks? I called my mother. Guess what? 2 people who wanted more than anything to have my truth buried. It was not my timing. I did not and could not ask God for what that would be. All I could do was stay on my truth, do what I was doing, and study this thing called love that we tried to bury. And now I am up and out of the ground. And unfortunately, those 2 women could not shut me down.
And guess what? Just a few months after putting Ellen on blast and exposing her, Anne was involved in a fatal car accident, which left her with several second-degree burns all over her body. She was trapped inside her burning car for 30 minutes before first responders finally got to the scene. She eventually died, and according to her autopsy report, she died from inhalation of smoke, the burns she sustained, and a broken sternum. The hospital admission report showed the presence of benzoylecgonine, which means she used in the past, but not at the time of the crash. Just 4 months after this, DJ Twitch, who was the DJ for Ellen's show, also mysteriously died. According to reports, Twitch checked in to the Oak Tree Motel, which was just a 15-minute walk away from his house. Once Allison realized he wasn't home, she called him several times, but he didn't answer, and this made her worry, so she immediately filed a police report. Once word got out about his disappearance, the supervisor of the motel that he had checked into called the feds to report that they had found Twitch's dead body in the bathroom of one of their rooms. Suspicious. For example, when he was found dead, it was reported that he didn't leave behind any note, but TMZ later snooped around and found out that he had actually left a note. And if the feds lied about this, then what else are they lying about? To make matters even worse, Twitch's best friend, Tajrick Hall, who he used to confide in about everything, seemingly hinted at Ellen having a hand in Twitch's death when he said Twitch had some behind-the-scenes issues with Ellen that were really stressing him out just days before he died.
When he was on Ellen and Ellen was being canceled, people were looking at him saying, why are you supporting this woman? And I think that is just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, I know. And he was just like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And get this, y'all, apparently Twitch's wife, Allison, knows exactly what Ellen and Diddy allegedly did to him. But she decided to keep her mouth shut and just move on because she wants her kids to be safe. Because of this, Allison was forced to sell off the house she and Twitch lived in and move to a new place to keep her kids safe. Just weeks after Twitch's death, Allison filed a spousal property petition asking a court to award her half of his estate. She claims that Twitch didn't have a ton of assets when they married in 2013. At the date of marriage, descendant Twitch owned only personal effects of little value. His net worth on the date of marriage was nil. There are no written agreements between Twitch and Allison providing for a non-prorated division of the aggregate value of the community property. The filing read, just a few months later, she came back again and asked the court to award her half of Twitch's assets, as well as his future royalties from all his investments and royalties from Step Up and So You Think You Can Dance. She also went on to sell the house she and Twitch lived in for $3.8 million and bought another one for $5 million. Allison is clearly scared for her life and is trying to secure herself as much as possible. Now, it's important to keep in mind that all these are just speculations, but people have been doing a lot of digging, and it won't be long before we know what exactly happened to Twitch and if Ellen and Diddy were actually involved. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, as soon as I saw Ellen and Diddy was aligned, I immediately thought he saw something he shouldn't have or wanted out, and the Illuminati him. Another person said, allegedly, Twitch was so so nice and naive, he allowed Ellen to put him in a compromising position. From the time he said goodbye on Ellen's final show, I knew he was done because he was exposed to some in-house secrets. Let's pray for the victims of high-level crimes in Hollywood and pray for justice for the grieving families. This is the devil's work. Let's also pray for peace throughout the world. But now I want some of your thoughts. What do you think about Ellen and Diddy allegedly having a hand in Twitch's death? And do you think his wife really knows about it and that's why she relocated? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Wow, honey, the wife is speaking out. She exposing it all. I want to know your thoughts about this. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys on the next upload.